Yeah, I think we can start now. So again, welcome everyone to our first sustainability webinar for this year. And it's a pleasure to have Lucila here. So Lucila Dotto is the Global Head of Sustainability at the Project Management Institute and the Executive Director of the PMI and Green Project Management, the famous GPM joint venture. So she's an organizational psychologist with more than 15 years of experience. Her career spans consulting, for example, at KPMG, where she contributed to major transformation programs and led the firm's purpose reinvigoration journey at a global level. And across every role, Lucila helps leaders connect performance with human values, ensuring that the strategy and culture evolve together. She approaches sustainability as a mindset, one that fuels innovation, accountability, and long-term impact. So Lucila is a KPM, a PMP, a GPMB, and also the new CSPP that she's going to talk about later. So it's a pleasure to have you here, Lucila. Thanks for spending some time with us. I hope everybody will enjoy. I'm sure that everybody will enjoy. So hand over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Carlos, for the introduction, also for the invitation, and also for everything you are doing in the Ireland chapter. I was saying that I have a global role. Before this global role, I was the head of community for Europe, and the Ireland chapter has always been leading the way. So my recognition to the volunteers that make it possible, in this case, Carlos, yourself in the sustainability, social impact space, you're doing fantastic and inspiring many chapters and many volunteers all over the world. So thank you so much. The topic of today's session, as was highlighted earlier, is sustainability. And I would like to start with this key strong message that is going to drive our conversation today, that sustainability is the highest predictor of project success. So I will explain a little bit more about that. But it would be nice to set the scene. I think in Europe, sustainability has been a priority for many years now. We know that companies are required to report their sustainability commitments. Probably you are familiarized with the CSRD, and you have some stats there on screen about how the requirements for reporting have increased in the last years. But above all, sustainability is about business value, and we are seeing more and more how companies are seeing sustainability as a value creation opportunity. So when we talk with people, perhaps the people that are less informed think sustainability is only about the environment. However, sustainability have three dimensions: the environmental dimension, the social dimension, and the economic dimension. And we see a lot of research and data that shows the correlation between sustainability and the value creation opportunity, the benefits that are in terms of profitability, revenue growth, improved cost of capital. So we are seeing more and more that sustainability is a strategic priority in many organizations. Last year, the United Nations Global Compact, that is a group of organizations that supports the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, have conducted a report. They call it the CEO report in conjunction with Accenture. And that report expressed that 99% of CEOs, they interviewed 2,000 of the most important leaders of global organizations, expressed that they want to maintain or expand their sustainability commitment. So almost every CEO of the top organizations thinks sustainability is a strategic imperative. However, only half of them feel really confident communicating what they are doing in terms of sustainability. Because sustainability is good from a strategic point of view, many leaders are identifying that this is a priority. However, the execution, the delivery is what is challenging organizations. So sustainability has become a strategy without a system that supports how it's translated to actionability and accountability. And yes, many organizations need to report, but also we are seeing that the report is incomplete, that the data is built afterwards. And there is a big gap between those strategies that it looks done by the most refined consultants, I will say KPMG because I worked there before. And then the execution, the delivery looks like Excel 2004. So very disconnection between strategy and execution. And that's where project management can support, because project management is the operating system of sustainable transformation. If we're here in this call, it's because we really trust in the value that project management brings to organizations to execute change, to deliver change, to create the future that we want to see. So project management, in fact, is the solution for this delivery challenge that organizations are facing. And the title of today's presentation is Sustainability is the #1 predictor of project success. So how do we define in PMI project success? So in 2024, we conducted our thought leadership report called Maximizing Project Success, and we identified that project success is beyond meeting budget, scope, and schedule, the traditional definition of project success. That successful projects are the ones that deliver value that is worth the effort and the expense. So in 2024, PMI put value at the center of success. Of course, we need to focus on budget and scope and schedule, but projects to be successful need to deliver value that is worth the effort and the expense. And in that same report, we identify that the drivers of project success are not necessarily connected to the execution of that project, budget, scope, and schedule. They are more outcome focused. And among these outcome focused indicators of project success, sustainability appears as the #1 predictor of project success. This research involved 10,000 of project professionals, and sustainability ranked ahead of methodology, governance, and every traditional delivery factor. So sustainability is the good thing to do, but it's also a performance driver, because if we're saying that sustainability is the #1 predictor of project success, every project that we deliver, it's great to do it in a sustainable way, to plan it, to execute it, and to measure that impact of sustainability. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. In 2025, we continued the research, the project success research. And here we focus on the multidimensional aspect of sustainability. As I said, people, planet, and prosperity. And as you can see on screen, the project that doesn't have a sustainability team have a satisfaction rate of 29. If we measure, for example, the ones that have one sustainability team, that satisfaction increased to 49. But if we consider the 3 dimensions, so the environmental care, the social value, the economic resilience, the satisfaction increased to 72. So approaching projects in a sustainable way and identifying the multidimensional aspect of sustainability is a key indicator of the success of our project. So we should be planning them in a sustainable way. So we have been discussing that sustainability is a strategic imperative, that the leaders of the most prestigious organizations consider the value of sustainability in terms of business as well, not only as the good thing to do, but also how it's connected with profitability, with reputation, to stakeholder engagement. We also identify that sustainability is the #1 predictor of project success. So it's the tool to help organizations, project management is the tool to help organizations to close that gap between strategy, between ambition and delivery, execution. So sustainability drives project success, but we also need to earn that project success through strategic alignment and disciplined execution. So this year, we continue our research. So I share information from 2024, sustainability, the higher predictor of project success, thought leadership report from 2025, the multidimensional aspect of sustainability, environmental, social, and economic. And this year, we did a thought leadership report only about sustainability. The name is Executing Sustainability Strategy and the Connection Between Ambition and Reality. And some of the key interesting facts is that we identified that executives trust the sustainability strategy in 85% of the people that we interview. When we go to the PMO level, the PMO leaders have confidence in the sustainability strategy in 43%. So there is a gap in the confidence between the executives and the PMOs, a 42-point difference. 85% of the executives, 43% of the PMO leaders. We're also seeing an integration gap. So only 41 of the organizations reported that sustainability is fully integrated across projects and functions. So we see a gap of 59%, where organizations need to be stronger in how they articulate and how they connect the strategy and the delivery. So confidence gap between the executives and the PMO leaders, and an integration gap of 59% on what organizations can do to close that gap between strategy and execution. And we also identify the project management level. So when it comes to project professionals, only 20% of project professionals are extremely confident in achieving sustainability targets. So 1/5 of the project professionals that we interview and assess feel confident to drive the sustainability strategy. And that's because they don't have like the tools, the knowledge, the capabilities. So that's where I'm going to be sharing with you all, so you can benefit from the resources, the methodology, the standards that we have as part of our PMI and GPM joint venture to really help to expand that percentage. And also it's a great differentiation opportunity because we're seeing that organizations need professionals to execute the sustainability strategy. And there are not many. So it can be also a differentiation opportunity for your career. We continue the research and to identify what are the conditions that need to be present for sustainability projects to be successful. So the first one, and it's connected to project success, is the value. So we need to make the value explicit and measurable in business terms. Sometimes sustainability has that challenge that people can perceive that it's quite abstract, and perhaps they don't necessarily connect immediately what is the value that being sustainable brings to organization or to the project. So the first big thing that we need to consider is what is the value and how we can measure it in business terms. The second one is the condition of authority. So portfolio decisions need to reflect sustainability focus. We're seeing that many organizations prioritize sustainability, but there is a gap between the executives and the strategy to the operationalization, the PMOs, and even a bigger gap with the project managers. So executives trust the strategy on 85%, PMOs 43%, project managers 20%. So we need to close that gap. The third thing is about translation. So we need to have a structure that translates that strategy into project delivery and back. And through the resources, the methodology that we have from GPM, PMI, GPM, we can help the project professionals to have that structure that translates the strategy into the project delivery, and then from the project delivery to the strategy, because we can make sure that we measure the results and we connect what we are doing at the project level to the overarching sustainability strategy of the organization. Then the following condition is about holding the line when delivery pressure mounts. What we are seeing, and this research also quantified that unfortunately, sustainability is one of the first things to be deprioritized when we're rushing times and we need to deliver. And people tend to forget why we are doing what we are doing and what's the impact, the long-term impact for people, planet, and prosperity. So it's a big call to action for us to be that sentinels of the delivery pressures and the trade-off, and continue advocating for sustainability to make stronger decisions. And if we know that we integrate sustainability in the project, and that will help with the value, the long-term value for people, planet, and prosperity, sustainability is a way to make more informed decisions, to identify risk, to really think more holistically in a systematic way, to really be business partners and step up as business leaders that contribute to the overarching business strategy. The following condition is about belief. We need to connect the impact to teams' actions. We are sensing that there are some sustainability skeptics in organizations, and our research also notified that. So it's very important that we help understand the value and how sustainability is not something abstract, but is being more resilient, is helping organizations and projects to be more innovative, that is also helping growth. So that aspect of how we communicate and manage other people's perceptions to really help them understand the value, coming back to the first element, the business value of sustainability. So sustainability has evolved from people considering that it's only environmental to really understanding that sustainability is part of the key, it's a key part of the business strategy. And it's been about having more resilient organizations, more innovative organizations, and having a decision-making process that is stronger with more facts and also with bigger and broader benefits. And the last thing is that sustainability is about preparing organizations for long horizon, for long-term success. 79% of the people that we assess consider that sustainability is directly related to the future strategy and to having a solid strategy, a high-performing organization. So essentially, everyone is conscious that sustainability is key for business strategy. The question is how we can make it real, how we can make it happen, how we can measure all the impacts to be less abstract and to be really business focused. So the challenge that we have, that is also an opportunity, we need to transform strategies into a delivery system. We need to move from vision to verification because our stakeholders are demanding proof of delivery. And sustainability is connected, as I said, to resiliency, is connected to a better and more informed risk process. Sustainability is also, of course, related to circular economy, to water stewardship, to nature and biodiversity, of course, with the use of AI as well, very, very important and relevant. And it's also about transparency and data. So all in all, it's about having a more informed, a more holistic and systematic process that can help us mitigate risk and prepare our projects and our organizations for the future. So these days we are connecting a lot sustainability with resiliency. And I have been saying during these 20 minutes now, the problem is not the strategy, because probably sustainability has never had so much executive attention as these days. As I said at the very beginning, 99% of CEOs said sustainability is a key strategic priority. But we also are seeing through the PMI for leadership research and also talking with organizations that the question, the challenge and the opportunity is the delivery. So sustainability is now embedded in how organizations are regulated, financed, and evaluated, and it's key to business resilience. But most project teams weren't built to deliver in these dimensions. As we saw, only 20% of project managers feel confident to deliver the sustainability strategy. So the PMI and GPM ecosystem is prepared to close that gap and turns that demand from the business into a competitive advantage. So the project managers that have the resource, the tools, the standards can be really business leaders helping organizations close that gap between delivery and ambition. These are our free resources for PMI members. So we have the competence standard, that is helping you to identify what you should do. We have the P5 standards, that is what you should do. It's the standard in sustainability and project management, and it's the core of the new certification that we have in sustainability at PMI. Then we have the practice guide, that is how you do this, and the project sustainability reporting guide that helps the projects to be measured following international standards, for example, the GRI, and it's also preparing your project so the data is integrated in the overarching reporting and strategy from the organization. And the newest one that we are releasing now in July is the responsible project sponsorship. So how project sponsors can support that sustainability transformation. All these are products for free and are also part of Infinity, our AI at PMI. So you can integrate it in an easy and simple way. If I need to highlight where to start, I think the P5 is the standard in sustainability and project management. So that's for me, my favorite. And then I think the project sustainability reporting guide is a great opportunity to execute, measure, and communicate projects in alignment with the overall sustainability strategy of the organization. So it's helping the project professionals to really step up to be of help, for example, from the Chief Sustainability Officer and different business leaders. This is the P5, how it looks like in practice. The P5 is for people, planet, prosperity, the 3 dimensions of sustainability. And because we're talking about projects, it's about process and products. So people, planet, prosperity, process, and products in a sustainable way. It reminds me a lot to the periodic table when we studied at secondary school, but joke aside, is giving the accountability and the actionability on how we plan, deliver, close, and communicate our process. So as you can see, for example, in the orange part, you have the people impact. Probably you can also check if in your projects, in your current projects, you are including some of these elements, the planet impact, the prosperity impacts. So if we combine the different elements, it offers 260 different ways to assess and manage sustainability across projects, programs, and portfolios. So it's bringing that actionability that we have been discussing about sustainability. And it's also reflecting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So Joel Carboni, that is the founder of GPM, that was the one that designed the P5 standard, was also involved in the design of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So the methodology is aligned to that. And then, for example, the certification and the resources are anchored in this standard of including sustainability in project management. Since 2013, we have the GPMB certification from GPM. And recently, we reinvigorated the content, and our certification in sustainability in project management is the CSPP, Certified Sustainable Project Professional. Out of curiosity, 87% of the GPMB certification holders are also PMPs. And we're noticing that more and more that the CSPP is a good path for the PMPs because, of course, you have all the rigorosity of being a leader in the project management profession, and then you acquire the specificity for sustainability. So we're offering the CSPP in the standard format, but we have a fast track, a special track for the people that are project management certified. That is a shorter version where we are considering your pre-existing knowledge. So the CSPP essentially is bringing to life and acquiring all the knowledge that I have been presenting. It's about resiliency, It's about delivering projects with audit-ready outcomes. It's about portfolio consistency. It's helping to embed sustainability into scope, risk, and resilience, and then helps you to strengthen the stakeholder confidence. So as I said, it's a great complement for the PMPs. We have these two paths that I'm going to show you here in the next slide. So if you, for example, you are a PMP, the exam is going to be 100 questions versus 145 that is the standard certification. The e-learning is 12 hours e-learning model versus the 20 e-learning model that is the complete certification, and then the duration of the exam is also shorter. So essentially you can do the CSPP, the certification, or if you're already certified project professional, you can apply for that fast or short version. So here I'm going to leave the QR code in case you want to explore more. You can find the exam content outline, and the CSPP is the gold standard sustainability certification for resilient project delivery. So it's helping you to be audit ready, also to have consistency across the different projects and that overall strategy of the organization, and also help you to really embed scope, risk, and resilience. As I said, it offers the P5 260 different ways to assess and manage risk. And the other side of risk is also innovation. So it's preparing your projects to be resilient, innovative, more systematic in their approach. So that's the reason it's a great complement as well to the PMP. And as we start wrapping up, I have, I think, 10 minutes before the Q&A. Probably if you are following PMI social media or our CEO LinkedIn, you have heard that we have been talking a lot about the MORE, that is the vision for the profession, the future of the profession. The MORE standing for Manage Perceptions, Own Success, Relentlessly Reassess, and Expand Perspective. On screen, you have the QR code for a free training about the MORE. And why I'm bringing the concept of MORE, because it's core of what I have been presenting. So if we think about expand perspective, is expanding perspective from traditional project management to think and put at the center the concept of value. And sustainability is long-term value for people, planet, and prosperity. So it's expanding that perspective on what a successful project is. Sustainability being the #1 predictor of project success. The relentlessly reassess. We need to constantly reassess the impact in people, planet, and prosperity. The P5 methodology is helping assess and reassess those risks. It offers 260 different ways to identify risk, but relentlessly reassess how we are progressing. When we talk about what are the 6 conditions that we need to be really intentional when we want to deliver in a sustainable way, we need to manage perceptions. We need to help our stakeholders to identify what is value, to help them understand the benefits of sustainability in business terms, to work with those executives, to help them to translate the strategy into actions and accountability. So sustainability is not only the present, but the future of project management, because when we deliver projects, we are delivering change. We are shaping organizations. So sustainability is resiliency, is innovation, is better decision making, is a systematic approach. So it's super connected to the vision for the project management profession, and it's doing MORE in action. And this image summarizes a little bit our PMI GPM ecosystem. So we offer the standards, the practice, and the reporting. So the PMBOK, probably you know, is the standard, our guidance on how we deliver projects. The new edition that was launched last year at PMI Global Summit considers sustainability for the first time. So the PMBOK is a reflection of the profession and what is key for us to be executing, and sustainability is there. So it's also showing where the profession is moving. Then I mentioned the P5 standard, people, planet, prosperity, product, and processes, and other resources as the practice guide, the competence standard, the reporting guide that helps a lot organizations to consider the data from projects for their overall reporting. And then the sustainability project sponsor guide that is coming in July. So we are finalizing that. Then we have thought leadership. Last year, we had thought leadership about sustainability in the age of AI. And recently, on the 5th of June, that is Sustainability Day, we launched the CSPP certification, but also the thought leadership report executing sustainability strategy with many of the insights that I share with you today. For example, that gap between executives and PMOs, that confidence gap of 42 points, that integration gap of 41% of organizations integrating sustainability, and the opportunity to work with many organizations to bring that actionability. And then we also launched last week a book, ebook about leadership. No, the sustainability is also about leadership. It's how we're also more resilient in our career, how we also think in terms of people, planet, and prosperity, how we develop our system thinking. Then the CSPP, our gold standard certification in sustainability and project management, with the two paths, one for certified professionals and the biggest one for the ones that don't have a prerequisite. And then the PMI awards. This year, we are going to recognize people that are promoting sustainability and being done in a sustainable way, considering the multidimensional aspect of sustainability, people, planet, and prosperity. And then we have an award for social impact as well. So this is a little bit of a summary of all the resources that you can tap into to really be among the few project professionals that can really be prepared to help organizations close that execution gap. And then a word of acknowledgement to our sustainability ambassadors. As we know, PMI is about learning. Big part is the learning piece, but it's also about the connection. Our superpower is the community, and it's about giving back or making an impact. So we have a network of sustainability ambassadors that are all certified, that are helping us to bring this to life in chapters, in the different communities. And we're going to soon expand the network. We started last year. This year, we're going to also open the call for volunteers that want to drive the sustainability transformation in their chapters, in their organizations, if they work in universities. Because if you're here today, it's because you really believe in the power of sustainability, because you want to make a positive impact. So if you're interested, stay tuned. We're opening the application soon. And then as closing, we said that communities is our superpower. We want to celebrate the great work that chapters are doing. I start recognizing the amazing work of the Ireland chapter. I think it's among the best worldwide. And every year we acknowledge chapters with milestones. No, we want to celebrate all our chapters, but every year we acknowledge the ones that are celebrating from 5 years to 50 years. On screen, you have like the chapters worldwide, 71 of them that are celebrating milestones. And we are planting 100 of trees for every chapter with milestone as a small token of appreciation for their legacy. And because we are close to the weekend, I'm going to leave you with this. Last year, we conducted 3 episodes with time. They were called the Solutionaries, or Good is the New Cool. And they were like episodes about 3 innovators that tackle climate change through innovation in food, one, the other in fashion, and the other in recycling. And also how the project management is an amazing skill set to bridge that vision and reality. So if you don't have plans on Saturday, you can watch this series of episodes. They are very, very short and they are very inspirational. There are many stories worldwide about sustainability transformation, but this is what we have done at PMI last year with Time Magazine. So I think that's the end of my presentation. So I finished 3 minutes before that I was assigned. So hopefully, Carlos, you are very happy with my punctuality. And then I think we can open for questions.
You are a good project manager on time.
On time, and also
Yeah.
on scope, because I
Yeah,
deliver what I
scope. Yeah.
promise.
Yeah. And it's free, so it's on budget.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I think you deliver good value.
We hope we will see for the answers, no, the questions.
Yes. So thank you so much, Lucila. Thanks for your kind words about the Ireland chapters. It's great to have your support. Thanks for the very clear, very comprehensive presentation. I think you did a great job of showing all the research that the PMI is developing and is making available, many of them for free to members. I think that's a great value. So we have probably 10 minutes or more for questions. And I'd like to start with one question. So Ireland, as most of the countries, they have an ambitious climate and sustainability targets. They always want to achieve their goals by 2030. So what do you think, what role can the project professionals play in helping organizations and communities turning this aspiration into real outcomes or really achieving the targets?
Yeah, I think it's a great question, and I think we are at the center of that challenge and opportunity. I think, as I have been describing today, sustainability is priority for organizations. It's also priority for many governments. I'm not going to talk about politics, so I'm not going to go into that. But in Europe, it's more relevant than for other regions. And I think we have a unique opportunity as project professionals. I talk a lot with organizations. In my role, part of my role is to talk to project professionals to understand and have the tools, the resources to execute the sustainability strategy. That's one side. The other side, I also talk a lot with organizations to showcase the value of project management in the sustainable transformation. So the more I connect with organizations, the more I read sustainability is a delivery challenge. And project professional is exactly that, is execution, it's accountability, it's delivery. So I think we are uniquely positioned to help close the ambition gap, because we are really ambitious in our targets worldwide, government, organizations, but the problem is not the target, the vision. The problem is the how, the execution. And the project profession is what brings that how to reality. And we have the resources, most of them for free. So every project professional can be tapping into this to be a business leader and to add value to the organizations.
No, thanks so much. And I think this, like governments, I think they are aligned with the C-level, as you presented that from the report. Maybe when you are at the top, you have that ambition, that aspiration that we're going to achieve. Then when you go down to the people really in the field, they are more realistic. They don't see the action happening. So I think we are in a position that is very good to help. And maybe we as professionals, we need to consider that we can make a difference. Sometimes I was in a meeting last week with the people from my work, and many people, they think, oh no, this is above my my job. This is too big for me. So, but everybody counts. We need to start small, and you can have an impact. Even if it's not in your job description. That was another thing.
100%. And I think, as you can see behind me, it's about elevating every project. It's not necessarily that to be sustainable, we need to work on certain projects. Every project can be done in a sustainable way. We all can leave our mark. You say it in a different way, but recently I have been hearing a lot of people saying that's above my
pay grade.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think, well, I understand, but at the same time, I think we can make a difference. And if we act beyond our pay grade, we can differentiate ourselves. And in order to be promoted, in order to have a leadership position, first we need to show results when we are not paid for that. And then when people start seeing that we can deliver those changes, that we are different, we are going to be promoted and we will have bigger opportunities. So I think sustainability is also a good way to differentiate ourselves, because it's something that organizations are not able to have, that is the delivery system. So if we are the ones that not only bring the sustainability voice and challenge to to do our project in a sustainable way, we're also seeing that we're more complete, no? That we can help organizations expand perspective. And when we are starting to add that value, the paid grade and the recognition will come. So I always try to remind myself when I lost optimism that it's like first is like showing the results, and one small act of kindness or of impact can inspire others to do the same.
Yeah, 100% agree. So can you see the questions in the chat?
Yes.
Yes, so we have the first one from Jackie.
Oh, Jackie, nice that you are here. Jackie, I love you so much and miss you so much. Sorry, I lost track of all the questions. So Carlos, if you can help me, like perhaps reading.
Yeah, Jackie is asking, say, what do you see as being the biggest stumbling block for project managers to introduce the sustainability agenda into their projects?
So I think there are two for me. One is the awareness piece. I still talk with a lot of people and they think sustainability is only about recycling. So we are trying to transform that vision that sustainability is the environmental aspect, the people, the profit, and it's super integrated on project success. So it's a performance indicator. So I think the first part is the awareness piece. And again, thank you to the Ireland chapter because these opportunities also helping expand awareness. The second one is to influence, to manage the perceptions inside the organization. So as many project professionals perhaps doesn't know yet the value of sustainability for project success, in many organizations, perhaps sustainability is still an abstract topic. So I think there is this challenge of first understanding what sustainability is about and having the tools to bring it to life. And the second one is help manage the perceptions and help organizations to expand that perspective. If we communicate the value of sustainability, that long-term value for people, planet, and prosperity in business terms, no one can doubt about that. The thing is, we are not doing it in that way. We are not articulating enough what is the relevance of sustainability. So the awareness piece, I think it's the biggest challenge. So the more we learn ourselves, we have stronger resources to be able to expand perspective, our own perspective, help other people expand perspective, and communicate the benefit in business value.
Yeah, I think we need to change that thing that sustainability is a function of the sustainability department. We need to take the challenge. Yeah. So thanks. We have another one from Mary. She's asking, what distinguishes organizations that successfully embed sustainability into projects from those that treat it as a parallel initiative? Yeah, I think we discussed this.
Yeah, we covered that. But if I have to summarize, I think is communicate, make it real. I express that 6 conditions that organizations need to follow to integrate sustainability. So the business value, to connect and avoid that silo mentality, connect the executives with the PMOs and the project professionals. So the system is delivering the strategy. But to your point, I think, Carlos, you will distribute the slides. I think those 6 conditions that help organizations to succeed, I think that's the clue, and the others is also integrating in what I presented earlier.
Okay, thanks. Then we have another one from Livia. She's asking, how can we influence how PMOs are being pressured to have shortcuts, show return on investment from a short-term perspective? Yeah.
So it's true, and we are seeing that trades off. I mentioned that sustainability, unfortunately, is one of the things that get deprioritized among trades off. But I think, again, it's about knowledge, it's about awareness, because it's not that sustainability is opposed to revenue. If we are sustainable, our projects are more successful. So if we connect that impact, and we are seeing that the most successful projects are the ones that are being done in a sustainable way, because they have that system thinking, because they manage the risk. Those managing the risk help them to innovate. It's impossible to put and oppose revenue and sustainability. Sustainability is a key driver of success. It's a key driver of business value. So I think, again, the PMO role is important, because you have the opportunity to shape these, to operationalize these, to take the executive ambition and to make it real and make it happen. And the very clue is translating the impact in business value. These days, we investigated, and the research is showing that sustainability is about resiliency. It's not about a nice to have. Of course, it's a good thing to do, but it's also an indicator of resilience, of innovation, of business strategy. So the PMOs need to get familiarized with these resources because it's a way of expanding perspective. And in that expansion of perspective, you can be ambassadors of change and help organizations to make that happen. At the executive level, it's clear. I think the issue is, as we have been discussing, on the operationalization. So the role of PMOs is fundamental to lead this transformation.
No, that's great. Yeah, and she has another question that I think is similar. Maybe we already discussed about governance. So usually PMOs are involved in governance. So she's saying, do you see a lack of complementary perspectives, like incorporating sustainability in the criteria to approve a project? Say,
Exactly.
not just financials or
Absolutely.
benefits. So maybe
Absolutely.
I think sometimes there's a disconnection.
Yes,
and I think you talk a lot about sustainability, but then when you go to the governance, they just see cost, budget, return, and sustainability is a kind of nice to have, as you said.
Exactly. That's why it's very, very important that we apply these MORE, manage perceptions, own the success, constantly reassess and expand perspective. Because in order to be sustainable, we need to, sustainability is not something that we add into the project. It's the mindset on how we plan a project, how we put the governance in place, how we measure and track what we are doing, how we close it and communicate it, and that in alignment with the overall organizational strategy. So the PMOs are the ones that can help operationalize, influence that governance piece, help to move beyond traditional measures of success on budget, scope, and schedule, to really think about value at the center, value for people, planet, and prosperity. And if we do that, it's not only the good thing to do, but it's the performance indicator. And that's like the research that I have shared today is project success. Number one predictor is sustainability. And that's the reason is because we have more robust projects if we do it in a sustainable way.
Okay, and we have a question from another Joel, and he's joining from Kenya. He mentioned various collaborations with PMI, and he's a student. He's asking, are there opportunities for students like the ambassador role, or is there a PMI student membership?
Great question, and welcome to this presentation. In order to be an ambassador, you need to be CSPP certified. That's the only requirement that we're asking people, because that gives you the basic knowledge. And I'm going to answer the last question at the same time as I said this. Yes, the CSPP gives you the methods, the resources, the knowledge to really bring in sustainability to life. So apply most of the things that I discussed today. So we're requesting that the ambassadors are CSPP certified. So we have that unified and common language. And then you are part of the program. So we have regular meetings. We share like what is happening, what are the expectations. So yes, everyone can be part as long as you are certified. So we have that common language and direction.
Okay, yeah, and he's a construction management student, so I think he asked if there is a PMI student membership. Yes, there is.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know, you need to check in Kenya, but here in Ireland and in many chapters, they are creating the student clubs. We are starting here. Basically, the student clubs is a way for students, like college students, to start their contact with project management and learn, and we have some mentoring opportunities and coaching opportunities. So yes, the answer is yes. And I think many of the resources are also free, so you can download. And there is a free membership in PMI with a limited access, I think. Yeah. You don't need to pay. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's great to have more. And I think it's great that this new generation, they really cares about sustainability, and they have the right mindset. Yeah.
Absolutely. So really looking forward to welcoming you as an ambassador. And if you are connected to academia. You can be an ambassador in your university, part of the student club. So there are many opportunities to really influence the direction of the sustainability transformation.
Yeah, and it's good to say the next question is for Dr. Eamon Kelly. Maybe you know him. He's a professor in the University of Limerick, and he is very involved with PMI, and he teaches there. They have a master in project management, and I think he invited many students to join the webinar. We have some here, and he's saying that he agrees with you, and they have a research that is due to be published soon, and they found that the biggest stumbling block is this gap between sustainability, aspiration, and organizational enablement from the top. So he's agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Here's a good question. How ensure that sustainability performance of projects is not value engineered?
Well, I think I would reference the P5 standard. That slide that I put in the presentation. I think the P5 standard gives a simple way not to over-engineer what we do in sustainability and to make it really action-oriented, really practical. It's not that you need to cover all the elements. You can start small and scale smart. But it's always better to start rather than to say, I want to start with the next project. So I think I will invite everyone, all of us, to be the change we wish to see. We have an opportunity. I really believe in the power of project management. I think it's a transversal skill that can be applied in an organization, in anything that we do. It's how we deliver change. So the question is, are we just managing scope, budget, and schedule? Or are we expanding our perspective and thinking that we're influencing the future? And if we have that mindset of how I can influence the future with my role and my project management skill set, sustainability is the key thing to be thinking about, because it's value at the center for people, for the planet, and for the prosperity.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I think we still have time for the last question. And the last one is related to this one that we are talking about. So it's from Mirhan, and said he really likes the idea that sustainability creates business value, but he thinks that in practice, many organizations are still quite far from that mindset. And he's asking, does the CSPP certification provides practical tools or approach to help bridging the gap and influence the organization to see sustainability as a driver of business value, rather than just a compliance exercise?
100%. The CSPP is about that. It's to move beyond being a compliance exercise to really think about practical ways to bring sustainability to life. As we are seeing, the ambition, the executive level at the organizations get it. The thing is, it's not cascading down into the machine of the organization, in the system of the organization. But the CSPP is the certification that equips you with the knowledge, with the tools to bring sustainability to life in your projects and to be really the leaders inside the organization. And then, of course, it's a mindset. So you also need to do the MORE to manage other people's perceptions, to help them expand perspective, to constantly reassess and to own the impact in your project and bring sustainability to life. But the CSPP is the solution to this gap that we are sensing in organizations.
Okay, that's great. You're on time again. We have 5 minutes. So first, I'd like to thank you so much, Lucila. I think the presentation was great. The message in the chat, everybody's really enjoying. And I think it's great for us to say we start in January, but takes time. So I think that would be great to really motivate more people to think about sustainability, to learn more, maybe hopefully to take the CSPP. We in the beginning of the year we had just one GPM. Now with CSPP and GPM we have, I think, 6 people in Ireland with a certification.
Oh, nice.
So it's still small, but I think it's a good growth.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So thanks so much. I hope your presentation will inspire more people. I'm thinking to take the course and the certification. I think that's great. So just in terms, we just have 4 minutes. So I'm just going to share my screen again. So, and we can have a 5 minutes talk after the webinar if you have time.
Yes, of course.
So, yeah. So just share my screen here. So basically, we are going to talk about what's next in the Ireland chapter in terms of sustainability and social impact. So in July, in the 22nd, we are going to have what we're calling a Climate Action Week showcase. So probably you heard that last year we partnered with Antarctica in the organization of the Climate Action Week. Basically, we are helping them with project management skills to show them that they can help deliver even the Climate Action Week. It was very successful. Last year, we had some members joining. This year, we want to inspire more members to be part of the Climate Action Week. So we are going to do this showcase together with them to talk about what's the Climate Action Week, how can you help, how can you create your own event. I think that's very exciting. From September until November, we are working with another partner, that the Techs Go Green, and they are going to launch an initiative called Smarter Energy Challenge. So during this almost 3 months, they are going to have events, webinars. We are going to do some things together. And in the end, they're going to have like a kind of event, in-person event, to show how organizations can be smarter in terms of energy, more sustainable. Then in September, from the 7th to 11th, the Ireland chapter is going to have the PM Week, the PM Week. And during the PM Week, we are going to have one sustainability workshop. So basically the PM Week, you are going to have 5 events from Monday to Friday in different aspects. And we are going to do, we're still defining, but we are going to do something focusing sustainability. Then in October, from 12 to 18 of October, we have the Climate Action Week. The plan is to have more than 300 events and activities. So it's not just presentations. It's like hands-on events, tours, field trips, planting trees, all that stuff. Is not just presentations, PowerPoints. It's really real activities. And then, say, if you like Lucila presentation today, I invited her and she's coming. She's going to spend 2 days in Dublin with us. So we are going to organize one in-person event with her during the Climate Action Week. She's going to hopefully attend some events during the Climate Action Week and experience. So I think it would be great to have her here. And also I'd like to, some of these events, say we are trying to develop a kind of ecosystem of sustainability with PMI. So we have 2 partners, Antarctica and the Techs Go Green. So we are developing events together. We are going to develop more activities together, maybe some site visits, some field trips. So I'd like to thank them. And thanks everyone for joining the webinar. We are exactly on time. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. We are going to send a survey by email to see how if you like the event and if you want to get involved. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Carlos.
Thanks again, Lucila.